I got a video request to talk about Trudeau. Trudeau or Trudeau? Hold on. Where did I do it? Oh, okay. Just had to adjust something. Getting around here. All right, Trudeau, huh? Well, there's Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Pierre Elliott Trudeau, my mother hated him. He married our neighbor's daughter, Maggie Sinclair, the one that I had a water pistol full of ink squirted with Lonnie Truesdale. 3045 Grandview Drive, North Vancouver, British Columbia. Yeah, because Maggie Trudeau went to Highland School with my sister. I think that was correct. Anyway, long story. But Trudeau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, I had a run-in with that son of a gun. 1978, gun control. Bill C-58, as it was called back then, was one on the hit list of Trudeau's little episode. I had a lot of, it was over machine guns. I had a lot of machine guns. I think maybe 75 total machine guns, 50 caliber Brownings, M3, M2s. Oh my goodness, Berettas, Sten gun, Bren guns, and all that stuff. And really, not an issue. It's totally legal in Canada at that time. So I had to go to court. Regina versus Hutchison. My lawyer is R. Flynn Marr. And it was dirty tricks. R. Flynn Marr is a gun collector himself. Michael Machine Gun Martinoff was a gun collector himself who carried his briefcase and AR-15 around with him during the cops to cause trouble. Because he'd like taking them all to court and kept cleaning their clock, so to speak. Anyway, the court case lasted maybe trial by magistrate Judge Cronin. It lasted maybe 5 days, I think. But the media covered it totally. All the media in Canada. Probably in the U.S. too, I don't know. However, my correspondence with other people started to happen. Members of Parliament who started to get, I was getting all their support. Then while during that, Joe Clark became Prime Minister. I got along with him fine by letters. I still have his letters, by the way. So Trudeau, baby Trudeau now, you know, like, what is it, like son like dad, and the convoy, freedom convoy of truckers, and all of that. Trudeau acted like a little Nazi, actually, in my opinion. He acted so bad against those people, it was pathetic. Total Gestapo type attitude, kind of like a Putin. The idiot running the Soviet Union right now, or trying to run it, or messed it all up, or whatever's going on. A horrible mess over there. Holy mackerel. Anyway, Trudeau is one sick person. He's trying to take away all the gun collectors of Canada's guns away as well. Horrible little dictator, and very snarky and little puke. When all this happened with the truckers of Canada, I have a huge media list of people I contact once in a very long time. Contacted Tucker Carlson of Fox News, who covered it right away. Plus, he really got into Trudeau, because I sent it my email, the information. And Tucker Carlson covered it along with a few others. So my opinion of baby Trudeau is very low. Canada used to be a very free country. I always use a benchmark gun control as if a country is free or not, because the government trusts its citizens to act properly and without harming anybody, to own firearms, like in Sweden or Switzerland. That's a benchmark, along with the freedom of saying what you're on your mind without getting chastised by like Facebook or YouTube and all those idiots now are grabbing everybody's, you know what, control, control, control. So that's my little bit on Baby Trudeau, as I call him. What he did was horrific to those people there. It was an extremely peaceful demonstration, and everybody was very friendly and happy, and then he goes berserk with his little Gestapo. I don't know, what is the last bastion of freedom? Probably the USA. I don't know of any other country I'd want to live in. Maybe Switzerland or Liechtenstein, maybe. Japan, I mean, live in Japan, it was fun at the time. Germany was intriguing at the time. They have gun control over there, but you can buy guns anyway. But I got along fine with every country I went to, even Egypt. Got along fine with the Egyptians, no problem. So that's my little take on Trudeau, and I think maybe that's enough for now, but I like acting silly in my ridiculous videos, but I can be serious too. I don't know. People are really weird. There's good people, and there's a lot of real sick, bad people. And there's a lot of those. Just take the examples in history of the wars that went on in North America and also Europe. American Civil War, World War I and II, and all the other wars. Humans do what they do best, and that is kill each other in epic proportions. It's kind of pathetic and sad, but also this great human kindness as well, and that's kind of rare, but it does happen. So I ain't a philosopher, by the way. I'm just a scrap collector. Not an inventor or a scientist, or don't compare me to Tesla. I'm far removed from Tesla. Willikers. I don't keep notes. I don't keep records. Blah blah blah. I got a pile of papers I went through today trying to find something for a good friend of mine, Bob Greener, in Czech Republic, I think it is. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Bob's your uncle. So, hopefully, some of that info helps. It's a horrible thing for me to go through papers. And I got so much of that. I wish somebody would relieve me of those papers. But Nancy did actually scan everything years ago, and it took weeks to do it. The videos were all scanned, put into a computer. All the documents were scanned. So if Bob Greener could get a copy of the entire file with all the videos, all the papers and documents, it'd be pretty cool, and make it public. Because it came that close to throwing all that stuff away, except for the Star Trek stuff. Because I'm a Star Trek fan, and actually to be having those things from Ian Gasta, filmmaker who knows Mrs. Roddenberry very well. Mrs. Roddenberry went in the basement and got all those files out and gave them to Yin to take to Mary Grace's place. And then Yin took off to India in 1999 and gave me all this stuff that Mrs. Roddenberry gave to Yin. I don't know if Yin did have Mrs. Roddenberry on video. I don't know if that's Yin's project or somebody else's project. But it was an interview where Mrs. Roddenberry lived in Bel Air. She had loved her garden and doing her stuff. Yin and her seemed to get along just fine, and I don't know if Yin arranged the documentary. I don't know. It's a long story as well, but being a faithful Star Trek fan, for me, it is quite amazing. So, okay, so I took pictures of a lot of those documents. I can't get my clips to work. It's an app on an iPad to talk over pictures and make a video out of it. It doesn't seem to be working, so I'll upload it to Blogger Funbook or Facebook. What the heck? I'll send you a link on it, Bob. But anything else I can remember of that unique bar, I don't know if I still have that piece, because I cut the thing off, sold it on eBay, and my friend in Scotland bought it. Or we traded, or some, whatever it was, but I still owe him money, and I hope to pay him back. So that's that part. It was BC Hydro that analyzed it. And that report, I did find one page of it, and there's thousands of papers, and then I just go nuts when trying to go through papers. I like being physical all the time. Although I can handle manuals and how to and all that stuff. And papers. Actually, Canadian government said, you know, you never made any notes and that kind of thing. So I said, no, I never did. I'm not that kind of person. Oh, yeah, and some people compare me to Tesla. No, that stuff. I think I already said that. Please don't compare me to anybody. Thank you. I am who I am.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Dude, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Isn't that what Popeye says?
Hi, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Or I could be any character that I figure out in my head what to do. It's fun acting stupid, silly.
Silly Johnny.
Yeah, silly Johnny. Silly Johnny. Silly. Mr. Silly. Oh, I'm just wondering, looking around and thinking, oh yeah, so that lathe is going on those stand-up table. I could use it somewhere else. I'm thinking either the armor, or put on top of the workbench. I might put it on top of the workbench and screw in the legs and the top. Kind of like a secondary shelf of things. I don't know. Crazy people like I'm scrap collector. All kinds of weird and wonderful, crazy junk. But I learned from it. I like restoring stuff. I get it mostly at scrap price, you know. Like this thing. Whoops. eBay items. And recently, scrapyard finds as far away as Greece. This has got a dent in the end, but it's all fine otherwise. And I didn't have. I will eventually make some kind of unit that'll fit there and press the brass out. If it's cast brass, it's going to be difficult, but I might have a part to make a part for it. But it's a nice piece. And it's cheap. No broken glass in it. Actually, got a bunch of these things.
I can't live without them.
So that's that. And vintage tools I like, as well as some of the new tools. So I got a DC supply unit. It's I believe it's called Kepco. Nancy got them on a private auction, no, public auction. $5 each or $10 each. And it's 40 volts. It's 40 amperes, and that will drive some of my DC motors. I put it out in the other room, got it off the shelf, and moving stuff around today besides just looking through papers. So that I can plug into 220 and use it to drive direct current devices. I'm just waiting for some metal to arrive for me to finish off this. I'll lift this lathe up. I wonder what its weight is. I think probably a couple hundred pounds only. That's probably maximum 300 pounds. Very light lathe then, compared to my, what is it, 4-ton lathe? 8,000 pounds. That's 300 pounds. And with a stand, I'll add another 100, okay. A motor. It's just I like doing this stuff. Oh, wow. Motor. So really, paper, this is going to be a long video, but if you want to use part of any of my videos, use it, edit it, do whatever you want. Okay? Doesn't matter to me. Copy them all, I don't care. You can call them your own. Doesn't matter to me at all. They're mostly useless videos. They don't really do anything. So that's Astoria Pierre Elliott Trudeau's brat son, Trudeau. So we're looking close to, I talked about lathes, we're next to it. So I'm going to call it quits on that video. I don't know, there'll be a couple of uploads tonight while I'm eating, and then I do a lot of searching on the internet for things. It's a learning process. It's quick and fast. And before I used to do it with books, because my dad had a encyclopedia. He was a branch manager for Collier's Encyclopedia, so he had all the books. So that's where I learned a lot of my stuff. I'm gonna call it quits on this video. I think that's enough.